The Roth IRA is one of the biggest modern day lies. It has been framed as the perfect retirement vehicle. Pay your taxes now, enjoy tax-free growth forever. But do you?
And it's meant to give power back to the working class. That's really only part of the story. To understand why it's the biggest lie, you must first understand where it came from.
So here's a history lesson. The Roth IRA was created in 1997, named after Senator William Roth, and it was positioned as a tax-advantaged way for the average American to build retirement savings.
And see, and the idea was simple. You pay your taxes now, you let investments grow tax-free, and then you withdraw everything tax-free for the rest of your life.
Yeah, it sounded great, and in the 90s, it kind of was. It's kind of a big deal at first.
So the internet boom was underway. The stock market was roaring, tax brackets were high, and most Americans had stable jobs, pensions, and a long career runway ahead.
But here's the problem. The financial world has changed dramatically since then. We no longer have pensions and wages haven't kept up with inflation. That's not a secret to anyone. Healthcare costs are up. The markets are more volatile now than ever before. And most importantly, tax laws are constantly in flux.
So while the Roth IRA used to build a solid play for the middle-class savers, it hasn't evolved to keep up with today's economic realities.
And that's why it's no longer the holy grail of retirement everyone makes it out to be.
If we did the math, you can see how much of a lie the Roth IRA really is. Let's say you're the average American contributing around $6,000 a year to a Roth IRA. And to be truthful, the Roth IRA contribution limits are only $7,000 to $8,000 a year. So it's really not much more. Who can retire off putting away $6,000, $7,000, or even $8,000 a year away?
Nobody. That's the point, is nobody has been able to, and nobody is retiring off of these lower contribution limits.
Exactly. So you do this consistently for 30 years, and let's say you get a solid 7 to 8% annual return. Like, that sounds awesome. And it compounds to end up somewhere around $600,000 or maybe even $1 million.
Hey.
That sounds great, right?
Until you factor in inflation.
Right. Once you factor in inflation, in today's dollars, $600,000 is really only worth $250,000. And that's not financial freedom. That's actually a very, very tight retirement.
This is where downsizing comes into play. This is where being on a fixed income and having to be on a tight budget comes into play. But this was an old strategy that fit the economy. Does not fit the economy we're in today.
And here's the bigger issue. $250,000 isn't just getting eroded by inflation. It's also stuck inside a box that most people don't even realize they're even locked inside of.
So let's be clear, the Roth IRA isn't bad, but it's just been marketed as this golden ticket for retirement that it truly is not. And here's what they don't tell you. You're capped. Remember that $6,000, $7,000 a year contribution limit? That's a year. That's not enough to move the needle unless you start super early and you never miss a beat. And even then, target goal is still $1 million. And if you know what that yields in income, you'll know it's not enough.
There's this little study called the Trinity study, which determines how much income you can actually take from your retirement. And so $1 million nest egg sitting in a Roth IRA traditionally will only produce $40,000 annually in income. Is that enough? Is that sufficient enough for you to be able to live off? It's not.
Yeah, the other part is that you don't control the investments or the investment types or asset classes that you can invest in. You're usually stuck with mutual funds, target date funds, things that Wall Street loves because, well, they earn fees whether you win or lose. No one's taking back their commissions when the market crashes. They get to keep all of that while you are stuck with the consequences.
And you're still exposed to market crashes. Just because your money grows in a tax-free account doesn't mean it won't disappear in the bear market.
And you can't touch it until 59 and a half without penalties. So much for flexibility. What if you wanted to pivot, invest in a business, or you're dealing with a life event? That's your money. It's for you. So why are all of these rules in place to prevent us from being able to access that so that we can enhance the quality of our life?
So in short, Roth IRAs do give you some tax benefit, but as far as control, it does not.
No, well, it's at the cost of control.
Right, exactly. And so as a matter of fact, it's at the cost of control, flexibility, and ultimately real protection.
So what can you do?
So here's what I help my clients set up, especially those who want that long-term control and passive income. It's about building a custom investment strategy, and it's not a one-size-fits-all. It's based on your goals, your age, your timeline, and specifically your risk tolerance. And we focus on alternative assets like real estate, lands, REITs, subject tos, private lending, business ownership, and even cash flowing investments like self-storage facilities or even mobile home parks. These are assets with real utility and real returns. And lastly, it's about creating multiple streams of income. This isn't about hitting a number. It's about building a machine that pays you whether you're working or not.
And then we use velocity banking principles, or some of them being infinite banking principles. We use them in our own machine, and this is where we borrow against certain assets to keep generating tax-free income, liquidity, and protection.
And ultimately, it's about maintaining control because now you know where your money is. You know what it's doing. You know how fast it's working for you. No more crossing your fingers and hoping the market behaves.
So right now, the average person is doing all the right things and still falling short. Why? They're saving in their Roth, putting money in index funds, maxing out their retirement accounts, and yet still worried about running out of money, inflation, taxes, and what happens when they're gone. That's not peace of mind. That's financial anxiety wrapped in a tax-deferred bow.
So if you want to stay retired, control your income, protect your future, it's time to start building outside of the Roth IRA box. And if you're wondering what that actually looks like for your specific situation, or how to build that passive income and protect your assets and stop relying on broken systems, we put together some pretty cool tools to help you take the next step.
You'll find those in the description below, so click the link and start learning how to take full control of your financial future today. Thanks for watching.